Hello, I'm Mike. Welcome to the workshop. And this week I got some new tools. So this Japanese saw is perfect the way it is. But these really nice saw files, well, these babies need a handle. So that's this week's project. I'm going to show you how to make a handle for a file or a chisel without the need for a lathe. So let's get down to that, shall we? Roll the intro! So I cut down this to a square, roughly 25 by 25, because that's a size of handle that suits for me. You'll know better for yourself. And the first thing I'm going to do is get in my dice, mark my centers. I mark a centre point on one end. The reason being that's where I'll drill in to put in my shank. With that done then, to create our octagon, what we want to do is get a compass. And we're simply going to mark the full extent. So while I'm struggling with this, I'll explain just a little bit better what I'm doing. So I have a block that's 25mm by 25mm. So what I've done is set my compass to be a 12.5mm radius, and I'm striking those lines around to interact with the diagonal lines. And where that curve and the diagonal line interact, I'll strike a 45-degree line. This will give me pretty close to perfect octagon, and then I can eye it in from there. Then we just mark down the sides, and that's going to be our planing line. Next step then is we're going to cut off all those corners, work our way around. Now you can do this by just simply clamping in the vise, but I've made up this very simple jig. All it is a few pieces cut at 45 to allow me to just sit that in there and slowly work that angle in. Now we have our octagon, and we could just leave it there. We could drill a hole and hammer in our file, and that'd be a very good file handle. But let's get a bit fancier, because this method can not only be used for files, but it can also be used for chisels, and for that we need to add a little bit extra into the design. It also makes it look a bit nicer. So first thing we're going to do is on this end, where we're going to be putting in our file, we're going to taper it down so we have a place to hold our finger like this. So you can see on this one I have, it has this nice taper and also has these indents, which allows me to position the file and to register it against stuff. So we're going to sort that again in an octagonal shape. As you can see here on this one that I've made that I turned, we have this piece of metal here which is known as the ferrule, which stops the handle splitting. Now for a file, that's not vital, but if we're using this as a chisel handle, we definitely need to have one. And for the ferrule, I'm just going to use this piece of 1/2 inch copper. So I want to reduce down my swoop here so that at the end this piece of copper will press fit. So I'm going to measure the inside of this and then put that on my compass and mark it on the end of my piece here, and that's where we'll work down to. So with that done, I just score a line about 30mm down from the top all the way around. This will be my reference line for when I chisel down to that 1/2 inch for the ferrule. And cutting these is just a matter of taking your time and slowly rotating around, keeping the faces the same, working that down to an octagon. So when I have it pretty close, what I like to do is get my ferrule, line it up on my mark, just give it a small tap, and then it leaves, it's hard to see on the camera there, if it will focus, it leaves an impression. That means I can work this to get this much tighter. So now we have our swoop put in and our ferrule fitted. The last thing we want to do on this end is we just want to dent our ferrule so it doesn't move. You can see here on this guy, if I bring it close and tell the camera to focus on it, there's 2 little dents. That just stops the ferrule coming off. I just do that with a punch. Now copper is very soft, but it will cut you, so make sure to clean off all the burrs when you have the ferrule fitted before we move on. So this end here is still very sharp and not great in the hand, so I'm going to round that over, and what that'll do is 2 things. A, it'll make it easier on my hands, and B, if we were to use this as a chisel handle, it'd help prevent splitting. Very similar to the London pattern. I'll put a photograph up there. So I'm just going to clamp this in here and just break all the edges, slowly bringing it to a fine round. I've said this before on my channel, but I cannot over extol the virtues of a Shinto rasp. It literally took me 1 minute and 28 seconds to shape this to a full round using my Shinto rasp, and then I just finish it off using a normal rasp and sand everything down. So I won't bore you by showing all the sanding, but one tip I do have is for any handle you want to sand it the way I am here, which I call sanding by the hand, which means I'm cupping it in my hand. That helps you find any bits of knobbly bits that are there and anything that might create a hot spot. Gives you a much smoother handle. And I just polish this ferrule here up to 240, that's more than enough. If you look here, you can see that the file has a slight taper to it. So I'm going to drill a hole that is just about the size of the end of this, and then one slightly bigger, and then we're going to compress the timber inside to make that work. So, with that done, we have our simple no-turn file handle. It's unfinished. I wonder what time it is. Oh yeah, that's right. Danish oil time. So this is one of the times where using Danish oil is not just my massive preference. It's probably the best thing. Oil-based finishes are the best for handles. If you use a lacquer finish, that polish can actually cause you to get blisters and stuff. And besides, I mean, just look at how that Danish oil brings out that ash. So now it's time to test this baby. So this is like, besides being fun and, you know, a great little project, this took very little time. This took me an hour and a bit filming it. So if I wasn't filming it, it'd take about 3/4 of an hour. And, you know, because it takes that little time, you can make a few different sizes and shapes and see what fits you, and then you have your pattern. That's the pattern you will always use. But I guess now that I have this done, I'm going to have to make myself a proper saw vise, because that's super janky. Video coming soon. But as I always say, absolutely do try this at home. Like, share and subscribe if you like this stuff. I put out new videos every week. So get out there and make some stuff.